peons, workhorses, the low man on the totem pole, butt wipers, abusers, neglectors, thieves. CNAs have a bad rap altogether when it comes to us as a profession or professionals. But the one thing that is overlooked a lot of times is the points where we shine in our careers. Not everybody's like that. Majority of us aren't like that. A few bad apples give the whole bushel a bad name, so to speak. We are dedicated, we are committed, we are caring, we are professional, we are knowledgeable, and above all, we respect the people that we take care of. I'm Katie Page, Director of Member Relations at the National Association of Healthcare Assistants, and welcome to Katie in the Morning. Like I said, a lot of times CNAs shine through moments of crisis and when we're under pressure. You guys probably know that from experience from tornadoes and fire drills and that sort of thing. We work best together when we have that opportunity to kind of step up above and beyond everybody else. I do have a story which is a very unfortunate circumstance out in Nebraska, but rather than capturing on the article itself and what's going on with those facilities there, I wanted to capture and highlight the responses of the CNAs and the frontline caregivers in some of those facilities. So we're going to take a quick break, and then right after that we'll go into detail about their responses to their situation.
I promise you, in a NACA facility, residents get better care because they're being cared for by a higher educated, and I'm not talking college, I'm talking a person that has industry education. This makes them the best at the bedside, and we've proven it time and time again.
NACA takes care of our CNAs, the most important force within any long-term care community.
What a pleasure it has been and will continue to be to have the partnership that we have in Arizona, and I would really encourage other states to do the same.
Any facility out there that may be watching this that would like to go through the NACA process of transformation, you get a hold of NACA and we'll be there to serve with excellence every day, all day, anytime you need us.
For more information, visit us online at nacacna.org or call 417-623-6049. From the Heart, a weekly segment with John Willard, airs every Tuesday at 2:30 Central Time on CNA TV.
Welcome back, everybody. I forgot to mention that it's Friday, so hey, happy Friday! So I wanted to go into a little bit of detail about this story. I'm sure most of you have probably seen it on social media, Facebook, and later today you might catch it on LTC News with Dane Henning. But a Lancaster County judge signed an order Friday placing 21 nursing facilities and 10 assisted living facilities across the state in receivership for an uninterpreted operation. So in other words, there's 21 facilities and 10 assisted livings owned by a company called Skyline out of New Jersey who have fallen a little short on their cash flow and haven't been paid for the last 3 weeks. One of the CNAs and MedAid, Ashley Schlattfeld, sorry if I mispronounced that, Ashley, was quoted in the article saying, "It's not fair, it's taking a toll on our families." Another CNA, her last name is Batson, responded, "There are no answers. Whenever we ask, nobody knows anything." Schlattfeld and Batson say they started noticing cost-cutting changes several months ago, which I'm sure you guys could definitely relate to. When our census drops, you start to see like them pushing, oh, only use one wipe or only use 2 wipes, or they start to cut out some of the supplies that aren't necessarily needed. Cutting hours is definitely the first thing that they do. And then Batson said, gradually you could see changes of those things happening, cutting hours and supplies and all kinds of different things. But the one thing that I really wanted to highlight about this article, and as I mentioned before we went to the break, crisis is definitely a situation where the front line and the CNAs start to kind of shine through and show the compassion for what we do. So I wanted to kind of go on this. No matter what Batson and Schlattfeld said, they are committed to their jobs despite the lack of pay. The pair said all of their coworkers have continued to show up for work. And let me remind you that none of these employees have been paid in the last 3 weeks. Your residents come first, and you kind of take an oath to not abandon them, Schlattfeld said. Those are CNAs in the prime time right there. That is what we are about. I can guarantee you that at least half of us, if we knew we weren't going to get paid for a week's work, we would still go in and care for those residents, because that is what we took an oath to do when we signed on as being a CNA and completed that certification course and started getting our training and our skills down pat. You develop those relationships with those residents. And honestly, if every person that had not got paid on payday had walked out, where would those residents be left? I mean, they would be left unbathed, probably unfed. The corporate probably would have stepped in, but DHS has taken over those facilities and is trying to get that worked out so that those people can get paid as soon as possible. But my hats go off to you, sisters. That is a commitment right there in itself. Just pretty much, if you don't know when you're getting paid, you're pretty much stepping up just to volunteer for those positions at this point. They will get paid, obviously. The state will not let that fly. But I just wanted to kind of highlight that as a good news story for once, rather than the abuse and sexual abuse and neglect and some residents stolen CNA sleeping with their patients. You see all the bad news stories, but you rarely hear the good news stories in articles. And fortunately, we were able to find that. I was able to find that one on social media, and that came from KETV in Nebraska. So I wanted to also send a thank you out to them for highlighting the response from the care workers in that facility. I'm gonna let you guys go for the day. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you right back here on Monday at 10 a.m. for Katie in the Morning.